Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. So guys, I just spent 20 minutes recording a video. I was uploading it. All about saying, get ready. I think a fusion is on its way. Whether it's going to be like an Oktoberfest or a Halloween fusion, I felt like one was coming. I've then done a video about how to prepare for a fusion, all that type of stuff. What I'm going to do is bolt that video to the end of this video because as I started uploading, we then got a message to say there is a new fusion. It's in the old format, so the old style of fusion. And let me read to you some of the info that's come across. So we're launching a new fusion, a new legendary champion, Vergumkaar on Monday. So it's literally like after the weekend, the fusion is going to drop. It's a Lizardman, Spirit Affinity, and it's a support type champion. So this image was dropped on Facebook yesterday. And I'm guessing these are going to be the 4 epics that need to go into a fusion. They talk about this murmur of people that we've never seen before. I'm guessing all of the 4 epics going into the fusion are going to be new champions as well, but I've had no confirmation of that. If not, these do not resemble champions that I've seen in the game, except perhaps this little dwarf fella. But yeah, a new legendary coming in. Spirit Affinity, Lizardman. Let's just see how that compares to what is out there right now. So we do need a Spirit Affinity Lizardman. That makes sense. We're also short on legendaries for Lizardman anyway, so that's cool. And this is going to be a support-based champion, which fits quite nicely. Okay, so let's go over the skills that we can see so far. We've got A1, attacks 1 enemy, 35% chance of placing a stun for 1 turn. The chance increases by 15% for each buff on the target. That's actually pretty cool. So if they've got 1 buff on them, it's going to be a 50-50 chance to stun. If you're fighting a team of, like Valk and where they've got 3 or 4 buffs, all of a sudden you could have a 100% chance to lay a stun in something like the arena. Same with Faction Wars. Less useful in stuff like bosses. Obviously, stuns don't land on bosses, but pretty cool A1. A2 removes all provoked debuffs and 1 random debuff from all allies. Removes all provoked debuffs and 1 random debuff from all allies. Places a 60% increased defense buff for 2 turns on all allies that have had buffs removed or debuffs removed. Also places a shield on all allies equal to 20% of this champion's max HP for 2 turns. It's really unique. Like, it's so specific. Removes all provokes from you. I guess there's quite a lot of champions that do provoke nowadays. It's on a 4-turn cooldown. Yeah, removes all provokes and 1 random debuff. I guess it's kind of cool. There's a lot of provoke champions out there right now, which are very strong. So, kind of weird. I mean, if you compare it to just a cleanse, I think you just take the cleanse because it's not so specific, but you also get a big shield. You also get increased defense. It's kind of nice. A3 then attacks all enemies, removes 1 random buff from each enemy. 75% chance of removing 2 random buffs. That's probably bookable to 100%. Places a block heal for 3 turns on enemies where you've had 1 or more buffs removed. Places a decreased defense for 2 turns on enemies that have had 2 buffs removed. So it's potentially an AoE decreased defense if you take 2 buffs off your enemy. It's cool. Again, it's probably bookable to 100% chance of doing that. So if they got two buffs on them, you take the buffs, you swap it for a decreased defense. This kind of sings out to me like, how strong is Madame? Okay, so Madame does all of this stuff 100%. And she does decreased defense and decreased attack 100%. And she takes off all buffs. So this is basically a similar style of ability. But it's just a bit more kind of like, if they've got this, then it happens. If they've got this, then it happens. But still, crazy good ability, guys. If you steal 2 buffs from the enemy or remove 2 buffs, you put block healing on them and you put decreased defense on them. Pretty cool. Definitely feels like this is going to be an arena champion. Or a faction war champion. And then we got a 4th skill here, which is a passive. Immune to provoke debuffs, so she can't be like CC'd up herself with that provoke. Fills this champion's turn meter by 20% each time an enemy attempts to put a provoke on her. And then they've got an aura, which is an ally resist in all battles. So feels like an arena champion. Definitely good to see another Lizardman legendary coming in. The rest of the video here is going to be about how I would have advised you to prepare for a fusion if it was coming, which is totally relevant now because it's coming. It's coming on Monday. I've got no images of this guy yet or anything like that, but I guess, guys, leave me a comment below. What's your thoughts? Are you prepared? Let's get into the preparation video. I'm pretty certain we've got a fusion coming around the corner. Last time I said this, it was right. Fingers crossed I'm right again, but that means you need to get prepared. Last time I did a video like this, or since last time I did a video like this, the game's changed actually quite a lot, and there's lots of different areas now that you can stockpile resources and start to get yourself ready. For getting ready for a fusion, there's a few things that we can do, and it's good practice to do this anyway because if there's not a fusion coming in the next couple of weeks for an Oktoberfest, there will be one coming at the end of the month for like a Halloween. I'm almost certain of it. We're due one. So there's a few things you can do then. Let's start with shards. So stockpile shards. Yeah, I've bought shards. But if you're totally free to play, you can stockpile and you can ignore events that are going on. So right now, or it might have just stopped. No, right now we've got this going on, like additional chances to get champions from shards. We're probably at that stage where unless you are like desperate for one of the epics, it's good to avoid them, or unless there is something happening alongside it, which is really worthwhile for you. So there is a champion chase alongside this one, which actually does give a fantastic reward if you can get the reward. So, if you're capable of topping these groups and getting yourself a guaranteed legendary, like Gilled here, then it's probably worth going for it. Or if you think you can definitely get the books and have got a chance of this one, then it might be worth going for it. But if not, save your shards, because shards are a massive wall against getting fusions, especially if you need to pull shards for all of the different tiers of champs. The other thing to do is buy up every mystery shard that pops up in the shop. Get all of those mystery shards. Save the ones you get from campaign. You shouldn't ever outrun your mystery shards. My free-to-play, I never do. So save them up, and they will help you to get some of those rares which feed into the epics later down the line. You're also going to be doing stuff like your daily quests. So, when you get these ones coming up, don't just pull them straight away, guys. Don't pull them straight away and then come to the fusion and say, I'm never able to do these. No, you're not, because you're not patient. So you've just got to hold on to these shards and save them for the right time. And I think the right time is going to be the next fusion. So that's the shards. Next one I'm going to talk about is silver. So the best way to farm silver in this game, I've said this a million times now, but if you're new to my channel, then this might be new news to you. Spider is the best way to farm silver. If you can do Spider 20, you will get more silver per energy invested farming Spider. Even if you're collecting some of the items along the way, you'll still make tons more silver. But Spider, anything like Spider 15 upwards is going to be your best bet. If you have to level champions at the same time, then your best bet is to come into Brutal, stage 12, level 12, 3, and that's your next best place to farm silver. Start to build your silver up. Start to just think about whether you actually want to upgrade any of those items right now. If you're doing your upgrades for your dailies, upgrade to level 4. Don't take yourself right through to 8, 12, 16. Start saving up this silver, because there's going to be at least one, but probably 2 artifact events in the next fusion. And for each of those, you need like 18 million silver a pop. So if you're not sitting on 30 plus mil silver, you need to be farming silver now. Next one is champions. So you've just got yourself, you just got yourself Dracol. Don't level him to 60 like I've done here. Get him up to like level 50 and then hold on. and start to get some of the other food ready to get him up to 60 later on. You see here, I've got a bunch of champions which I have got sitting at 50, which I would like to take up. I've got other champions sitting at 40, which I would like to take up. Basically, I'm holding them there until the next champion training event for a fusion. I am not doing this champion as a champion training event right now. I think there is. Come on, game. Yeah, champion training event. This is so, unless you need these fragments, I guess, I am not like throwing loads of resources into this. I'm saving them for the next fusion because unless you need specifics here, you're kind of wasting valuable resources which could help you get a strong fusion. So champion upgrades, just keep them. Once you've leveled them up to your kind of 50 or 40, pop them in the vault and just hold on until that next event comes up. Now the next one or the next couple of bits are where we start to get into some of this new content. So an interesting thing about the Forge is if you take some of the bad sets, like the Resilience set's probably the worst set in here. If you were to use low-level resources and pay for 1,000 to get yourself an item, you can sell it for 9,000. Yeah, so the Forge is actually a reasonable... I'd only do it on like the low-level stuff, but it's actually a reasonable way to earn some silver. And if you can do it as well with the perception set. So perception and resilience, you can do it on the low-level stuff. And obviously, if you're building out one of these better pieces, but you just craft something bad, like these, you can just sell them on and you've made yourself 30,000 silver. So the Forge is like a new way to generate silver on some of these items where you're not needing the piece that it pops out. So save your Forge resources. Don't just burn them all out. Save them up. Wait until we're at this kind of... and just use them basically for the daily. So if you've got a daily that requires the Forge, like this one, just use what you need, but don't overburn your resources. Let's hold on to them and see what happens when the fusion drops. Because it may have some stuff in there for the Forge this time. We don't know. Another kind of new area to the game, or newish area to the game, is the 3 versus 3 arena. And with that comes a bazaar. Now, I don't think we've had a fusion where the bazaar has been even around. So bear in mind, from the bazaar, you can get shards, you can get energy, you can get silver, even though this is not really good use of your resources. But you can get resources which will help you get through a fusion. If you were to buy, I don't know, if I was to buy a shard from here, do I want to do it? I'm just going to do it. Basically, it pops straight into my shard collection. So it's not like going into here or anything. Similarly with the energy, like the energy will go straight into my energy pool. So don't buy it until you need it. But you could be saving up your bazaar gold bars without spending them for the next while. Get yourself enough to make sure you can get an energy refill, a shard, and all that type of stuff. And that will help you for the next fusion. The other thing is, from the advanced quests, you can get a refill. I think I've got it already. Here we go. On those attacks. So use those refill daily. I'm guilty of not doing this because I've been a bit bored with the 3v3. But I'm going to start doing it again because I need to build up my gold bars so that I can get those different type of rewards for the next fusion that comes in. The other area of the game which everyone neglects is potion keeps. It's just such a rubbish area because all you're doing is gaining pots, and the pots don't give you any type of drops of gear. They don't give you any, kind of good experience or anything like that. But basically, for every fusion, you're going to need tons of pots. Like, everyone underestimates how many pots you need. And I'm going to be spending the next couple of weeks burning my energy in potion keeps. But not just doing that. What I'm doing at the same time, so I have a team that can just do it. To be quite frank, I could probably do it with one champion at my level. But you can put in like the champions minimal that you can do it with. So 3 or 4 champs. Even if it's slow, doesn't matter. And then bring in some food for, just get someone towards the end, bring in food champions for the other spots. Yeah? So maybe I can bring in 3 bits of food like this and still do a keep. And basically, I'm getting myself ready for a fusion by leveling up other champs and collecting my pots at the same time. So find what happens with your teams. You know, what's the minimum number of champions you need to be able to do this? For me, I think it's probably going to be, I might be able to do it with 1, I'm not sure. But use that time to get yourself your food going. Get your food leveling up and basically be as resource, what's the word? Like efficient as you can at this moment in time. So see here, I've been able to 2-man it. And I've got these guys. They don't get tons of experience in these keeps, but you do gain silver, you gain your pots, and you're leveling champs all at the same time. So look, guys, I think a fusion's coming. If it's not immediately, I think it's going to be within the next couple of weeks. Don't come to me saying you're not prepared when it happens, because I'm telling you now, it's the time to save and don't waste your resources on events which, quite frankly, are not going to help you progress massively at this moment in time. Good luck when it drops. Let me know your thoughts on this kind of image that was dropped on Facebook. Any thoughts around what's going on here different to what I've said? I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.